Greetings, fellow ukuleleans. This is Jeff Weinberger coming at you with another video on ukulele playing on a basic level. This is for beginners, but anybody's welcome to watch this, and who knows, maybe even intermediates might learn something new from this or just review some very basic skills. So this particular video that I'm shooting as we speak is about a particular handout that I have called Basic Chords. And it's really just showing you those basic chords that every ukulele player needs to know to get started. So let's begin with C, the first one. I describe these with numbers, saying what fret to play from top to bottom, top string to bottom string. 0, 0, 0, 3. That's your C chord. That's all there is to it. 0, 0, 0, 3. Press down as hard as you can right behind the fret. Make sure your fingers are curved and have that nice posture, and you'll get it. It'll sound nice. All right, D. That's a toughie. We're gonna probably skip. I'll show it to you, but don't think that's one of the first chords you should learn. D is played many different ways. There's the 1, 2, 3, fingers 1, 2, 3. Frets 2, 2, 2, 0. You can also play a D chord with 2, 3, 4, which is how I usually play it. Some people bar. They do one finger across all three of those notes, trying to get the A string to be open. Others do a combination of barring and a separate finger, which I like. That's a pretty neat way to play it. First finger covering 2 strings, second finger covering 1 string, and then the A being open. Bunch of ways to play D. But for you beginners, or absolute beginners, don't try D yet. Maybe that's not the most important chord. But a chord that is essential for beginners is F, as we saw in Three Little Birds. So F is, fret-wise, is 2, 0, 1, 0. And remember, when you're practicing your chords, pluck each string individually to make sure they're all ringing loud and clear. If they are, you're doing a great job. You have it. If you're having a little trouble, one of the strings isn't so clear, you're going to have to do something to fix that. Oftentimes that has to do with curving your finger a little more, bringing your wrist forward, having your thumb low on the back of the neck or somewhere around the middle of the back of the neck. Let's get a better angle there. There, it's upside down, but hopefully you can see my thumb back there. And the last thing is simply pressing down hard enough with enough force, squeezing with your thumb and fingers. And another thing would be, don't be on top of the frets. Don't do that. Hear that sound? It's kind of muffled and muted because I'm on top of the fret. I don't want to feel that fret under my finger. I want to be just slightly behind the fret. So that's super important to get the truest sound out of the instrument. Right behind the fret is where to be. Let's see if we can get a close-up of that. See? Right behind the fret. Right behind the fret. So it's not in between the frets. It's not the midway point in between, as some people think from seeing chord diagrams. It's actually right up to the fret. So not too far away, not in the middle, but right up to that sucker. Not on top of it either, or you get that. Don't want that. You want that. Okay, so moving on, we have G. Super important chord. We saw it in Three Little Birds. It is 0, 2, 3, 2. Probably the most difficult chord for a beginner at first, out of C, F, and G. G is going to give you the most trouble. It'll take some practice. It'll take some struggling and working with it. Trust me, if you just keep at it, it's going to come. It's worth the frustration if you're having any trouble. It's such an essential chord. You'll get it. I just know you will. So we have A. That's going to be a chord that will come in later, but A is a very cool chord. A is the key of a lot of rock songs, a lot of country songs, a lot of popular music. So its fingering is described as 2, 1, 0, 0. Second fret, first fret, open, open from top to bottom. 2, 1, 0, 0. I'll just play a little something with A just for fun to show you how cool it is. So that's Me and Julio by Paul Simon, a song that I really like to teach people about rhythm and how to get more interesting strums going. My Bay Chamber intermediate class know that that's a fairly difficult song, but it's worth the effort. It really gets your right hand going too. But for beginners, don't worry if that strum didn't make sense or if you didn't know all of those chords. I'm just showing you this fairly easy chord and giving it a context, how to hear it in a popular song. And keep going, and eventually you'll be able to play something like Me and Julio. Let's move on to D minor, the saddest chord of all. It's used in all kinds of music. It's used sometimes in combination with happier chords. Or by itself, kind of sad, or with other chords like A7 perhaps. Kind of has that folk feel to it. Or KT Tunstall and people like that like to use minor chords. So D minor is a good one to know. We have E minor. And finally, from this handout called Basic Chords, we have A minor. Incredibly easy chord. This one for beginners I do recommend. It's not intimidating at all. It's just the second fret on the top string, on the G string, with the second finger, and then 0, 0, 0. So it's 2, 0, 0, 0 from top to bottom. A minor is a really super important chord. You're going to need that for very, very many songs that you're going to want to learn. Okay, ukulele people, thanks again for watching. Be on the lookout for some more videos. Intermediates, hang in there. We'll get to you pretty soon. First, I want to take care of the beginners tutorials. And if you have any questions, you can always email me. I encourage you to communicate with me, and don't wait till the next class or the next video to find the answer. You can, the minute you think of a question, let me know at jeffrey.weinberger@maine.edu, or Facebook is just as good. All right, ukulele people, see you later.